Morning guys, now today I'm coming to you from Arrecife in Lanzarote, which is the capital. Tomorrow I'm coming to you from Santa Cruz de Tenerife, and in this video I'm going to show you a combination of day 1 in Lanzarote and day 2 in Tenerife. A couple of different reasons for that, because if you've followed my channel for a while, you'll know that I usually will show you one port one day, one port the next day, so on and so forth. Now I am trying new ways to try and show you more of the world without using loads and loads of episodes and loads of your time. Because I, as you know, will be spending the rest of this year cruising the world as a passenger on cruise ships. And yeah, if I take one episode per day on ships, it's going to take us years to actually get through all the content on YouTube, and it'll take me years to edit it all and put it together. So yeah, hopefully today works. Now, plan for Lanzarote today. Now, this morning I have had such a good morning. So, the guys on the ship invited me down to look at a couple of different room types. So, hopefully by the time you watch this video, you'll be able to go onto my channel and see a full room tour of an inside cabin, an outside cabin, a balcony cabin, and also two different types of suites. Now, one of the suites I went in down there, I cannot believe it. So, it's in the Samsara section, which, if you've never cruised with Costa, Samsara is like the more exclusive part of the ship. So it's at the very front. The view from it is remarkable. In the balcony, all I can say is go and find that video and look at the balcony. It's got a full jacuzzi hot tub on it and so much more. I think do you know what? It might be one of the coolest rooms I've ever seen on a cruise ship. So head over and check that out. Now, the time now, it's just gone midday. Now, all of my morning was taken up going around sorting out all of my room tour content. And this afternoon, I'm actually going to be going into the city to be honest, do a little bit of YouTube work. Now, one of the downsides, downsides of living on cruise ships is that the Wi-Fi runs off of a satellite receiver. So what that means is that you don't get the same strong connections as what you would with a land connection. Now, some cruise lines are beginning to change that with the introduction of Starlink, which is like the newest internet at sea program. But the majority of ships, and the majority being 95% of ships in the world, will still run off of the same old satellite system that they have done for years. Now, I am in a position where I need to upload 2 new videos to YouTube, and I just simply couldn't do it on ship Wi-Fi. That's not a slant at the Wi-Fi on this ship, it's just that, yeah, they're big files and it would just be impossible to do on here. So when I was last in Lanzarote, I found a lovely hotel, which was like the next bay down from here, and I just went to walk along the beach, but I'm hoping that that lovely hotel should have good Wi-Fi, because I think from memory it was a 5-star hotel. So I'll take you down there, show you what that hotel looks like, and hopefully jump on the internet and upload 2 videos to YouTube to go live over the next couple of weeks. Now, after that, I will probably just explore the town a little bit, see what else is here, and then bring you back and focus on the nightlife tonight. Now, I haven't actually seen what is going on tonight. We'll look at that later, because, as you know, there's quite a lot of activities going on around the ship. Now, a couple of things. Number one, all aboard tonight is mega late, which I love. I'm assuming it's because the travel distance between Lanzarote and Tenerife is really not great at all, that we can justify a late departure from here and it still gets us in early tomorrow morning to Tenerife. So all aboard tonight is 7:30 p.m. and then Costa Diadema will leave at 8 p.m. So I love a sail away around that time. I'm hoping, it doesn't say sunset times or anything on here, but I'm hoping that might be around about sunset, because yeah, some of the conditions we've had this week for sunsets have been incredible. Now, I'm going to go up to the buffet to grab a bite to eat just before we go off, so I'll let you see what I'm eating up there. Generally, the food on here, I am so impressed with it, but that's another conversation for another day. Now, just last thing before we head off. Now, my last couple of videos, I've been trying to show you from a ship navigation point of view, how do Costa help you get off the ship? Now, in my last episode, or maybe the one before, I'd have showed you the big digital screens that are all around the ship that say what deck to go to find the gangway. Now, I also realised when I was looking through my schedule for today that you've also got a little section on here. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, but you've got your activities ashore, and then the first heading is what you need to do to go ashore. So the first thing they look at is the necessary documents, and the second thing they look at is where is the exit gangway. So today, necessary documents is your Costa card, and the exit gangway, deck 1 front of ship or deck 2 middle of ship. Now, it's also got local kind of emergency contacts and things on there. The other things that it might prompt you about on there, if you do different places, would be visas, would be, I don't know, maybe vaccination certificates, or you maybe need your passport. My general advice, though, to anyone that's coming on a cruise is just take your passport ashore with you, because if worst comes to worst and you miss this ship later tonight, touch wood, I have never missed a ship, but if you do, you'll probably want to fly to get to the next port of call so that you can meet the ship. And more often than not, flying can be really, really difficult without without having a passport with you. So yeah, always just take your passport ashore, get it in a zipped part of your bag, and yeah, hopefully you'll be absolutely fine and you won't need it. But but yeah, look, anyway, let me take you outside and show you the view. The heat wave continues here, so it is gorgeous out there today. If anything, it's a little bit too hot for me. But let me take you out, then we'll go up and get lunch, and then we'll head off the ship. So yeah, one other thing that I should have mentioned before taking you out there is that it's actually my best pal in the UK's birthday on Monday. So right now it's Friday, which isn't ideal because I opened my suitcase this morning to find that his birthday card is still in my suitcase. So today has turned into a bit of a life admin day, so we're going to go to the hotel, get uploaded to YouTube, try and find a Spanish post office somewhere in Tenerife. We're not even in Tenerife, we're in... we're in Lanzarote. So, Mark, if you're watching this, hopefully this card is going to make it to you in the middle of England at some point over the next week or so, but it's not going to be on time for your birthday, unfortunately. But yeah, belated happy birthday for now, and this will be with you soon. Right, so as you can see behind me, today is definitely a day that if you want a sun lounger to yourself and you want a quiet deck, then yeah, if you're coming to the Canaries, Lanzarote is the port to do it by the looks of it. There's hardly a soul up here. Now where we're going today, the visibility today is excellent, so if I spin round, I'm hoping you can see. Yep, it looks like you can. So where we're going is basically the tall building that I think should be about there, but I'm struggling to see my screen in the sun. So pretty much the only tall, really, really modern building is where we're going. Apparently they have a good rooftop or high up bar anyway, so I'm hoping that if we go along there we should be able to see down one side the coastline and up the other side back up towards the ship. So yeah, I found the last time I was here there wasn't a great deal happening in this town or city, I'm not sure which it is. There wasn't a great deal happening, but once you went out towards the beaches it did get a lot nicer quite quickly. So yeah, let's get off the ship now and head down towards that hotel. We should hopefully be there, within about an hour of walking, so wish me luck in like 32-degree heat. Great, let's get off. Right, 30 minutes later and I am already right outside the hotel. So I, for whatever reason, thought it was way further away than this, but I've half the amount of time I thought it was going to take to get here, which is excellent. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this hotel might look at me as though I've got a third eye when I ask for a quiet place to work. I'm not sure if the industrial port city of Arrecife gets a great deal of remote workers, but who knows, we can but try. So hopefully we can get in. Looking at it now, it looks as though they've got a bar which is like 3 levels up, and I'm not seeing a rooftop one. So maybe I was lied to when I was told there was a rooftop one in here, because it doesn't look like it. But a brew with, and I'm not trying to make it rhyme, but a brew with a view would be cracking right now. So let's get into the hotel, see what it's like. I'll show you around, and then yeah, see if we can get a coffee and a Wi-Fi connection. Okay, so I am delighted that the last couple of hours have happened. Unfortunately, I've done the thing that I always do, where I lose track of time. So it's now 6:35. Now, all aboard is 7:30, so I have got 55 minutes to get back. Now, as mentioned earlier, it took me about half an hour to walk here, but ideally, I would always like to give myself a little bit, well, I mean, I'll say I like to give myself more time. I don't. For any of you who have followed this channel for a while, you'll know that I actively enjoy cutting it to the wire. So yeah, heading back to the ship now. I'm hoping to not really do a detour, it's kind of on the way, but I'd like to go back and show you the little harbour with like the bars and restaurants and stuff on the way back. And then yeah, from there we'll just head straight onto the ship. Now, Wi-Fi in there was excellent, so I have managed to get 2 videos uploaded, which is good because that means that's next Thursday and next Sunday lined up and ready to go. So, who said this isn't a difficult life, eh? So yeah, work day, done. Let's now head back to the ship and yeah, think about dinner. Okay, I would go as far as to say that, glasses on first, that has gone relatively well. It is now 7:10 and I am back at the ship. So, I mean, I'd like to say plenty of time. The reality is it's really not plenty of time. But you can see behind at the moment, just coming into view, hopefully, but that sun is so bright, but just coming into view is Costa Diadema. So, my plan for tonight, so I am obviously on here for a 14-night cruise, and outside of that we'll be, cruising for a significant amount of time this year. Now, the downside to that is that you have to be really careful from a diet point of view, because I would love to be in the dining room on these ships every single night, but the reality is I will just put on so much weight due to my maybe lack of self-discipline when it comes to a dining room menu. So yeah, I am going to go for dinner tonight up at the buffet, and then I'll be able to have some salad. I can make sure that I'm eating kind of healthy as well while I'm on here. My mother will be jumping for joy at that one, the thought of me actually eating healthy. So yeah, look, let's get onto the ship, which you can see in full now. Head up to the buffet. I'm hoping, now we leave here at 8 o'clock tonight, so I'm hoping that might mean, well, I don't think it will. The sun's still pretty high. I was wanting it to be a sunset sail away, but I think, yeah, it's probably still going to be daylight, but there is not a single cloud in the sky tonight, so I am hopeful for a beautiful sunset tonight. So yeah, stay tuned and I will show you that, and I'll catch up with you about the plan for the rest of tonight when we get back in to the cabin. So I've been on the ship now for about an hour and a half, and my all-time favourite thing is happening right now. So I said earlier, I was really hoping that it would be sunset as we were sailing away from Lanzarote, and it was kind of still daylight when we left. But my goodness, let me turn this camera around and show you what we are being treated to tonight. Now, this might pull through, it might not pull through, but the sky over there is completely on fire. I just absolutely, I just love this part of a cruise. I could honestly stay up here all night. Well, on that note, I should probably think about dinner. As I mentioned earlier, I'm just going to get a buffet dinner tonight, and I think it closes at 9, so it's 8:45 at the moment, so I'll jump down and get a bite to eat. But yeah, you can see over there right now, this is one of those nights that is just really, really special to actually, experience. The coastline here is stunning, like all the way down. It's just mountains and hills the whole way down. And the really nice thing with the Canaries is that because the populations are usually quite dense on the coastline, you can see all the little lights where everyone lives in the cities right down by the ocean. Yeah, I could just walk about here all night. But look, let's go down, have a bite to eat, and I'll catch up with you very, very briefly back down in the cabin before signing off on today. Because although the sun is going down, it's now night time. It ain't over, because tomorrow in this same episode we're going ashore in Tenerife. So yeah, let's go eat and I'll see you down in the room shortly. Right, so I'm now back in the cabin, and I said earlier that I would come on here when we got to the room to talk you through the plan for tonight. And in the last, half an hour, my plan for tonight has got significantly lower key than what I initially was expecting. I essentially just finished dinner at the buffet and thought, do you know what? I am tired and I just need a bit of time to down tools and chill out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do tonight. I am going to nip down to the bar, probably get a Bailey's, and then come up here and sit on my balcony and just listen to the ocean and chill out for an hour before going to bed and getting a really early night, which I know my body's already telling me that's what I need. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Now, if you were to be out and about around the ship, going back to the schedule, if you were to be staying out tonight, there's plenty on. The activities tonight seem to be largely similar to what's happened every other night, in terms of, like, they've got live music in 4 or 5 different venues. They've got like a cocktail thing going on in one of the lounges, and they've got a party going on in the atrium, which those two events are different. And just wondering about the ship there tonight, it feels a lot quieter, so I think I've maybe picked a good night to have a me night. I would imagine that is due to the fact that we were in port today, we had quite a late sail out, and we'll be in port again tomorrow morning. So I think people will probably be getting their heads down, or they'll be just chilling tonight and keeping it quite low profile so that they can get up and off tomorrow morning. So yeah, I have had a brilliant day today. I haven't done very much on the ship. Well, I haven't been on the ship all afternoon. Going back to this morning, I can't wait to show you those room tours that I will be uploading over the next couple of weeks. But look, I'm going to sign off here because the screen is going to go black and then it'll come back and we will be tomorrow morning in Tenerife. So for now, I'm going to get ready for bed. But thank you for watching and good night. And just like that, it's the morning, so it feels a little bit strange and a little bit odd to be starting one of these videos in a new place so differently to normal. But yep, same episode, so we're going to keep on rolling. Now, weather-wise today, it looks beautiful out there, so there's actually a door here so I can take you out and show you. There's a heat wave hovering around here at the moment, so today it's due to be 27 degrees. We're joined in port by one of the other Costa ships today, so it should be pretty busy out there just with passengers, because we've got about 4,000 on here. I think that ship's got a similar capacity, so yeah, potential that we might have quite a busy town on our hands. Now, in terms of what you can do at this port, quite a lot of people who come here get onto excursions to go down to the south of the island, because that's the more touristy area. That's where, if you come from Britain, if you come from Germany, if you come from, well, a lot of other European countries, there's a lot of kind of big holiday hotels and stuff that are in the south of the island, because they get a much more reliably hot climate than up in the north, where typically it's a bit, well, I mean, it's just a bit more wet up here, which is why when we go out, you'll see that it's a much more green part of the island rather than that sort of, I guess, rocky way that the south can be. But hey, look, plan for today, I'm going to get off, hopefully show you guys why I love this part of the island so much. It just feels so unspoiled and it feels so Spanish, if that makes sense. It's almost as if the tourists haven't really discovered this yet, which I appreciate the irony in me saying that as I'm standing on a 4,500 passenger capacity cruise ship, but hopefully you'll see what I mean when I get off. So we're going to walk along, check out the main shopping street, because last time I was here it was Christmas, so that's going to look pretty different today. And then other than that, I'm planning to go for a walk as part of my exercise agenda. So yeah, one thing that I am very acutely aware of is that spending so much time on these ships, I need to be exercising. So the other day, I did 15 kilometers when we were in Valencia. So hopefully today, I can beat a 15-kilometer walk. So my Garmin is ready. I will update you at the end of the day. But yeah, look, let's get off the ship and let's go and explore Santa Cruz de Tenerife. So anyone that's been to this port before, if you're very eagle-eyed and you've got a good memory, you may well have noticed that since getting off the ship, I'm actually walking away from the main shopping street, which is where I said we were going to go today. Now, the reason for that is that if you remember yesterday, I told you that I had, honestly, this is so bad. I told you yesterday that I had Mark's birthday card that I had to try and post back to the UK. Well, annoyingly, it's still here. So this guy has now travelled from, purchased in France, taken to Spain, taken back to France on a ship after sitting on a bus to Barcelona, over to Italy. It's now in the Canary Islands after visiting Valencia en route. So I think this card has probably probably done more travelling than the majority of humans have at this point in the year. So yeah, hopefully I've been reliably informed by Google that there's a post office about a mile up the road here. So we might as well add another mile of travel onto this old thing. And yeah, I'm hoping it's open. Unfortunately, today's a Saturday, and it did say on Google Saturday or weekend days may affect opening hours. So, knowing my luck, we're going to get there, and it'll be blooming shut. The downside to it being shut is that tomorrow we are in Madeira, and that's a Sunday. So if it's closed on a Saturday, it'll definitely be closed on a Sunday. And the day after that, we're at sea, which is actually his birthday. Now, I think I'm just going to have to cut my losses because I actually know he's going on holiday for a week now anyway. So he's not going to receive it before he goes away. So I think from now, if this is shut, it's going to go back in my bag and I'll just have to worry about it when we get to Malaga, I think is our next port of call. So yeah, I think this is becoming a vlog series on its own, how to post a card from a cruise. Not doing very well. But yeah, look, let me walk up my hill up here, try and get to the post office, and after that, let's go shopping. Okay, did I post the card? I'm pretty sure is what everyone will want to know. And I wish I had an answer. So I have now hoofed it up the hill. I have been walking now for just over an hour, 3.5 kilometres, and not yet found the post office. I won't rest until I found it. Now, apparently, it's just further down this street, so we're almost at the end. If it's closed after this, I am going to be raging. But hey, look, every cloud, I have found what I think is probably the cutest little street on this island. I don't know about anyone else, but from what you're seeing here, does this not give you such strong Caribbean vibes? This is like the kind of streets that I remember walking about Nassau when everyone's houses are all painted differently and it looks as though everyone takes such good care of their houses. Really, really like little bits like this. But anyway, I am hopefully the other side of this junction, about to post this card, and then yeah, from there we'll head along to the shops and probably get an ice cream. Right, very good news, found the post office in this building here. Unfortunately, the not so good news is that you will notice a railing that goes all along the front to separate the pavement and the shop, and unfortunately that railing does have a gate, but the gate is tied shut, so apparently it does close at the weekend and it doesn't open again until Monday. So that was, by the end of that was 4.1 kilometres. So if nothing else, I've walked off my breakfast. So look, I'm now going to walk back into the city, cut my losses on that. That can get done in Malaga next week. And yeah, let's finally head back in. So I'm heading back along to the city now, and one thing I would say is if you are planning to come here, make sure that you go to the street I'm walking down right now, because this is absolutely beautiful. I'm here, April, and both sides of the street, as you can hopefully see, I'll put a better picture on, both sides of the street are just completely covered in flowers. It's so nice to have this in the middle of what is the city centre. Now, this street is called Rambla de Santa Cruz, which those of you who have been to Barcelona will know that that is basically the most famous street in Barcelona, La Rambla. Now, this is just a far nicer, a good bit smaller, but a far nicer, far more calm version of that, where basically it's the main street with a pedestrianised section in the middle, with the cars on either side, and then it separates all the different neighbourhoods. Now, geographically, what this means we're going to do is, instead of walking straight back from where we were there, back down to the front and into the city, this basically means that we're going to go from out here up to the top of the map, and then we'll drop back down towards the port. So I genuinely don't think this will take a huge amount of time longer. I think it's a far nicer, that was terrible use of the English language. I don't think this will take much longer going this way, but one thing's for sure, and that is that it's a much nicer route to walk. So yeah, let's get up here and check out the main streets. So I've just had one of those moments that, to me, this is what travel is all about. So we're now walking back along to like the main shopping area, right? And these windows have got vents in them which are blowing out the best smell that you've ever smelled, right? And it basically smells like a restaurant, but obviously it can't be, because why would there be a restaurant here? Now anyway, you go a little bit further down and there's a door that looks very unassuming with a little sign above it that says Pescaderia. Now, I think I obviously am not fluent in any language other than English, and even that is debatable, but I think that Pescaderia means like fish or fish market. Anyway, goodness knows what made me go in here, but let me show you. There is nothing about this that makes you think, oh, I know, that looks inviting, we should definitely go down and see what's there. However, I cannot believe what is at the bottom of these stairs. Let me take you down and show you what's going on. Yeah, fish market done, and I absolutely, hit by a branch, I absolutely love that when you just happen to see something down the street that takes your fancy and you go in and it ends up being something like that. But anyway, today I am stifling. It's currently, well, just past a sign there that says it's 36 degrees, which, yeah, I expected it to be hot, but maybe didn't expect it to be this hot. So yeah, time-wise, it's what, like 2:45 now? So plan, to be honest, I'm just going to head back down. I keep saying we're going to go to the shopping street and we're getting so distracted. So yeah, hopefully we'll make it down, quick fly around the shops, and then I think the next time I speak to you, we'll be back on the ship. So yeah, head down here now and I'll catch up with you when we get back on board Diadema. Okay, so we have now successfully sailed out of Tenerife. I am gripping my camera with both hands right now, so I'm hoping that it doesn't fly away. Oh my goodness, right, so you can tell I am beginning to look a bit windswept and interesting. I thought I could have I thought I could have come up here to talk to you about the plan for tonight, but yeah, it is a little bit too windy. So look, let's go and grab a drink, and then I'll see you down in the cabin to talk through the plan for tonight now that we're back on the ship. Okay, thank goodness I am back in the cabin. Now, I guess before we start anything about tonight, can we just pause and appreciate that view? Like, I think it's pretty rare, or anyway, in my cruises, it's pretty rare that you get scenery so dramatic, so close to the ship. I do wonder if the Canary Islands is like a European cruise version of Hawaii. Granted, it's probably, I mean, it's not as extreme, but yeah, I could just sit and look at that all day. But anyway, I'm not going to because I'm aware of the fact that by the time I put all of this together, this episode is going to be quite a length. So let's crack on. Now, plan for tonight. So last night I didn't actually show you too much of the ship because I was knackered, to be honest with you. Now, the plan tonight, there's actually quite a lot of really good things on the ship, so I'm looking forward to taking you out and showing you out and around the place. Now, first up, I mean, it's 6 o'clock at the moment, so I've got about half an hour before dinner, which is probably the most time that I've ever given myself to relax between the day and night kicking off. So yeah, just enough time to after sun myself and get showered and changed. But dinner's at 6:30. The first event that I'm going to take you guys to is called The Voice of the Sea. Now that's 8 o'clock down in the theatre, and I think that'll be quite busy. That's essentially a show that started a couple of days ago, and it's like a progressive show. It's really clever. So they basically get audience members or passengers, I couldn't think what we were called there, passengers to audition for The Voice. Just like a talent show, but it's like officially branded as The Voice. You know, that show that you definitely get it in the UK, you must get it abroad as well. But yeah, so you basically audition, take part in The Voice, and then you get whittled out as the days go on. And then tonight is I think tonight's the final. So it just says participate. I'm looking in the daily schedule, by the way, but it just says participate as an audience member, vote for your favourite singer, and discover who will be the voice of the cruise. To vote, you can pick up a remote control at the theatre entrance. Now, that should be quite good. I've heard that they've got quite good theming in there, so I am really, really looking forward to that. Now, a couple of people might wonder why that's taking place now, because I'm only 1 week into a 2 week cruise, so surely the voice of the cruise gets discovered towards the end. But that's where it gets a little bit odd with some European cruises. Now, a lot of American lines, you will get on the ship on a Saturday and you will get off the ship the following Saturday, and that's the cycle that every single passenger on that ship abides by. However, with a number of European lines, you can get on and off at almost every single port. So what you will find is that tonight, for example, will be some people's last night. Tonight will be some people's first night, and that generally happens every single day of the cruise when you're about to dock somewhere or after you've docked somewhere. So yeah, it's a little bit of a different vibe at times, but that explains why that's now and not towards the end of my second week. Now, the second thing that I'm going to go to is called Silent Night, which I can assure you now it's going to be anything but silent. Now, I think that is going to be their version of a silent disco. It just says it's taking place at the Lido Diana pool, which is that one up on deck 10 with the roof that comes over. The white party in there the other night was amazing, so I'm hoping that they go big for it again. I've noticed that they have decorated it up there with some coloured ribbon and stuff, which would suggest that they're going to go all out again. But yeah, I don't know. I'll take you up and give you a good look round. Now, other than that, I'll probably go to... I mean, I just love this like country rock bar that they've got on here. So I'll probably go there for a drink just in between the show and going up to that Silent Night. So yeah, I'll show you what's in there as well. Now, if none of those things take your fancy, then other things that you could be doing around the ship tonight. So you've got a soul tribute act, you've got a baby disco taking place. So if you've got kids and you're watching this, wondering what the kids' activity is like, baby disco at 8:15, which is songs to dance with other families. You've got DJ sets, you've got live music in the atrium, you've got the ballroom dancing always makes me laugh. So it starts at 21:45 and finishes at at 1:30 in the morning. And believe me, there's still people dancing at 1 a.m. I honestly couldn't believe it when I walked by. You've then got pop rock, which is where I'll go in that country rock club. There's so much going on. The final thing on here begins at midnight, and it's start your night at the club on deck 11 and deck 12. If there's anyone on this ship that's starting their night at midnight, I will take my hat off to them. But yeah, so anyway, that's what we're going to do tonight. So yeah, we'll get ready and head back out. The plan for tomorrow, we are docking in Madeira. And if you remember from my last vlog series, the last time I was there, I got absolutely soaked. So I'm hoping that the weather tomorrow is good because I really want to do that toboggan ride that brings you back down the hill. But yeah, we'll talk about tomorrow because we've got an entire night to enjoy on the ship. So let me go, get showered, get changed, and I will see you guys at dinner. Okay, so I thought I'd just nip back to the room now and I guess summarise on tonight. Now, I will take you up to the silent disco and I will show you what it looks like, but for a number of reasons, I'm not going to come back onto the camera and talk to you after that. Now, me coming back on here, the other side of midnight, won't do anybody any favours, so yeah, we'll close off now. Dinner tonight has been absolutely excellent. There's a little bit of motion on the ship tonight, so I'm hoping that the camera won't be swaying too much, but if it is, then that explains the slight rock that you're getting there. But dinner tonight was excellent. Now, I'm going to do a full dining guide for this ship because before I came on here, I've said a few times, but one of my big concerns with Costa was when I was looking at their price point, factually, they've provided one of the cheapest weeks that I could have had at sea this week. And one of my big concerns was, well, what does that mean from a food point of view? Now, I have been totally blown away by the food offerings so far, and that's not just from the respect that, oh, they were quite a low fare, therefore I'm impressed given what I've paid. I actually just am really impressed. And the food I've seen getting turned out on here, genuinely I think is better than what I've seen on some premium cruise lines. So far so good. I've still got another week to go on here, and then another 3 weeks left on two other Costa ships. So yeah, if this all continues the way this one is going so far, it's going to be a really big thumbs up from me, but watch this space on that one. Now, after dinner, I went to the Voice of the Seas, which was really good. Funny story, I thought that it was going on forever and ever and ever, but halfway through, for whatever reason, my phone automatically changed time zone, so we must have, I don't know, crossed over a boundary somewhere. And I was sitting there thinking, how on earth have I been in here for 1 hour and 40 minutes? I started to lose the will to live. until I came out the show and realised that actually I was now living life an hour ahead. So in the last couple of minutes, I have just gained an hour onto my life, which is great. But yeah, the show was really, really good. Production value, certainly not high value production, but it was a lot better than what I've seen from even like some other shows earlier this week. Again, watch this space and I'll kind of guide you through the entertainment on a Costa ship. But tonight, really, really good, and I really, really enjoyed it. Now, plan for tomorrow, I am hoping to be up at the crack of dawn to get off of this ship ahead of anybody else because I want to get to that queue for the toboggan ride prior to everybody else getting there. Or, well, that will be optimistic, as early as I can before the crowds get there. I think tomorrow we're due to be joined by at least one other ship, so yeah, that ride is, I think it's the number one thing to do in Madeira, so yeah, there's a high probability that I'm going to make a lot of friends in that line because we'll be waiting there for quite quite a while. But yeah, look, let me take you up and show you the silent disco. But the last thing from me is just, as always, a massive, massive thank you for watching my video today. I hope that you're enjoying seeing a little bit about life on a Costa ship. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, well, bumper episode. At the point of recording this, I've got no idea how long this is going to be, so hopefully it's not it's not bored you to death. Tomorrow I'll be taking you ashore in Madeira, and then the day after that I'll be showing you what a full day at sea looks like on this type of Costa ship. So yeah, stay tuned. If you're liking what you see, then please feel free to subscribe to the channel. It would be brilliant to have you along on the journey this year. And yeah, let's head up to the silent disco. But thanks very much, guys. Bye.